I made a thing.
Okay, so we have made it through all the way past section 4. So welcome back to another video of some dude who you don't know, who doesn't know anything about 3D printers, trying to put together a 3D printer. That's what this is all about. I am new to this community, hobby, industry, whatever you want to call it, and I just thought it would be interesting to film myself building this kit since I've never built anything quite like this before. I'm not bad at this kind of stuff, but it's just also not something I do regularly. So that's what's going on. My name is Michael. I'm here, and you're with me, so thank you very much. So we're going to start right now on the section 5, which is the E-axis assembly. So now we're getting into the extruder, which is obviously very important. For this step, we're going to need needle nose pliers, the Allen key that I've been using, which is I think 2.5 millimeters. We're going to need a slightly smaller one, which is troubling because I believe the 2 millimeter Allen key is the one that I don't have, and I had to use, I guess I ended up using this thing, which is like a star bit from my garage. It doesn't fit, it's not a hex, but it does get it turning. So I'll put that up there. And a 1.5 millimeter Allen key. So I think that's one of these two. I don't really know. I believe these are the same, and I think that's why I'm missing the 2 millimeter key, because these two came in the pack, and I mean, you tell me, they look pretty identical in my opinion. So anyway. All right, so let's check this out. This is a few tips before we start. This is the most important and the hardest chapter, so take your time and don't rush. Okay. The bag with fasteners. So let's find the bags and stuff first. So we're going to pull out the E-axis parts. So here is E-axis bag. And it says keep the magnets apart from each other. So there's magnets in here. They can break each other, it says. So that's a good note. Where are these magnets that we're talking about? Are they in a different bag? Oh, they're in here. And one of them's already broken, actually. So I do find it a little bit interesting that the instructions say to keep these magnets away from each other, but they send them to you stuck together in one box. And this one is already broken. I mean, I don't think it's going to matter, but check this out. You can see that this little corner is chipped off with the smaller magnet right here on top. Okay, so I don't think it's going to matter. It's still very magnety. Ooh, they ain't lying. These things really want to touch each other. All right, so we'll put those far apart. The bag with the fasteners includes M320 and M318. Make sure you don't mix them up. Okay, so these two are the M320 and the M318 are very similar. But I think what they've done is they've put one of them in a separate bag from the other ones, from all the other parts. But we'll find out. I don't know what's going on here. It also lets you know that there's extra parts in here, so not to worry if you finish and there's some extra parts. Let's start. Is there an E-axis bag in? Well, yeah, it says extruder, so it doesn't say E-axis, but it does say extruder. So I'm going to dump these plastic parts out first. By the way, I don't know what day you're watching this, but today, for me filming this, is Saturday, the 25th of June. Yeah, Saturday, the 25th of June, 2022, is when this is being filmed. Big news yesterday in U.S. politics that we're not going to talk about. All right. Follow these steps and prepare the extruder body, adapter printer, FS leveler. So the FS leveler is this little dude. And the adapter printer is this little dude. And then I guess these two pieces go together somehow. I don't actually know what I'm looking at here because this doesn't look like the picture. But sure, we'll figure it out, I guess. Is there anything else in this box for the extruder? That's for the LCD. Oh, E-axis. Okay. I still don't understand why these are in different bags, but that's cool. So this is, I'm looking for my extruder body, and that is in this larger bag. That's why I was confused. I'm going to put these two pieces that haven't been mentioned yet over here with the rest of the parts. Okay, here's my extruder body. So these are the pieces that are listed on that step. And this is going to go back in the bag so I don't lose it. So now we got to make sure that we get the 18 screws, the M3 18 screws. There's only one of them, but again, it's telling you to be very careful to make sure you get the right one. So I'm going to use my cheat sheet. The 18s are right here. They are very similar to the 20s. They're not kidding. I can see why it would be easy to get mixed up. That's a 40. There it is. M3 18 is right here. We also need one M310, which I have a million of laying around here. 2 of the square nuts and 2 of the regular nuts. There's a ball, a steel ball. Here it is. And lastly is the magnets over there that are being separated from one another, so they play nice. Step 4, extruder body parts preparation, is what we just did. Step 5 is the assembly. So first step, it says take the extruder body, this piece, and put 2 of these hexagonal nuts in, I think it's these 2 holes right here. I just want to make sure I'm looking at this correctly. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but so we drop those in right here, and it doesn't exactly go in per se, but we're used to that, aren't we? They always say not to force things, but I feel like everything feels like it needs to be forced. You know what I mean? Like, nothing actually fits in the way it's supposed to fit in. And I get it. It's 3D printed, man. There's tolerances here. It can't be that precise, and it's better to have it a little too tight than a little too loose, right? But most of these things really just don't want to go in there. Okay. Well, I do believe that once we get the screw, we'll be able to. I don't want to force it. I've been forcing stuff in the past, and like, even though it says not to, and I'm afraid I've been getting lucky. Then if I continue to force things, we're gonna end up having a problem. All right, it's good enough that it will hold. We also need to take this square nut and put it into this little slot right here on the edge of this piece. That's actually the step before these 2 nuts, but they were kind of in the same step, so. All right, now you guys know by now the Allen key trick. Take an Allen key, that small one, use it to stick into the hole that this is going to go to make sure that that nut is all the way seated, so your screw can go in. If your Allen key can go in all the way around, then your screw should be able to go in, right? Next step. Flip the extruder body and insert one nut all the way in. So, wait, what? Oh. So if you flip the extruder body over this way, there's another slot right here on this. There's a couple of them actually, but the spot that we're at right now is this one on this far end, and it's another square nut. Use some needle nose to get that aligned just right, because these are very tight, as we have discussed. It's funny, I sit here and I talk to the camera basically through this entire build like I'm doing right now. But I would say 60 to 70% of it is cut out in editing, because, you know, you guys aren't going to watch every screw turn that I do. Like, that's ridiculous. I have to cut it down. So I talk to nobody is what I'm getting at. All right, so I'm going to use the Allen key to make sure this is fully seated. I can see that it is, but, you know, got to do due diligence. Take the smaller magnet and insert it carefully into the FS lever. So the FS lever is this little dude right here. And the smaller magnet, I believe it said. Yeah, so the smaller magnet is hiding over here. And it tells me to insert that into this slot right here. Step 6, FS lever assembly. Insert the FS lever in the body. Okay, so in this step, the instructions have the body flipped like this. And then this lever that we just built goes in this little slot right here. Groovy. Secure the part with the M318. Tighten it, but make sure it can move freely. So again, I'm going to confirm that I'm picking up an 18 and not a 20. That's an 18. Good to go. Okay, so that's going to go in this hole where this lever just went, and we're going to screw it in, apparently all the way, but not so tight that the lever can't turn. So, okay, let's do it. Let's turn this. Okay, so this is good. This is tight, but yet this piece can flicker back and forth pretty easily. I think I skipped a step a second ago on accident. It said, first take the i3MK3S nut and put it in. And that's the little square nut, okay? Then it says, secure the nut using an M310 screw, but screw it just slightly, tighten it just slightly. And I don't think I did that step. I did not. So here is the piece, and then I need to put an M310 screw right here. So, you know, follow the directions. Always double check yourself like I just did. I look back, I see if I skipped anything or missed anything, because it's really super easy to do that. I think the only reason it's having me put this screw in right now is just to hold the magnet in and make sure, or not the magnet, the nut, to make sure that it doesn't fall out, because we are going to have to take this out later in a later step. Anyway, okay. Okay, so now we're going to take the bigger magnet and we're going to put it into the extruder body across from the magnet that we just put in the lever. Okay, so it also says make sure that these two magnets are attracting each other, not repelling each other. So what we're building right now with these magnets is the filament sensor. So what's going to happen is when the filament is fed through here, it's going to force these two magnets apart, and then it's going to know that there's filament because this switches to the right. And when there's no filament, it's going to click shut, and that's going to tell the machine that there's no filament. Step 7 is the steel ball assembly. There it is. Take the printed adapter printer, which is this little piece that looks like it's got a hole in it for a ball, and insert the ball. Look at that. Roll with the ball to all sides to ensure smooth movement. I'm actually going to flip this bitch over. I mean, I can't tell, whatever, it's fine. It's in there, it's rolling. Okay, so the next step now, we're going to take this body and then this ball piece. And we're going to, let's see here, so looking at it this way, like the picture, this piece is going to go right into this slot right here. And the ball faces down. Well, I know, I'm sorry, the ball faces towards the magnets. And then this little curvy piece fits inside this little curvy piece. You see. Cool. In. It's pretty brilliant. All right, good shape. Part 8, step 8. Extruder motor parts preparation. Please prepare the extruder motor, which I already took out actually. Sorry, it's right here. Extruder motor plate. Okay, so long story short, I had a problem with the memory card in the front camera. I haven't done that much since the camera was not recording properly. So I'm not gonna go back and go through it all again. I will say that we are up to speed, up to step number. We've completed step 7 in section 5, and we are moving on now to step 8, which is the extruder motor parts prep. So we've got the motor here. We've got the motor plate. Okay, so this is where we are right now. 2 M310s. Attention, there is a set of Bondtech gears. Make sure you use the right one because there's 2 different kinds. One has a set screw, one has no set screw. Okay, so we're going to use the one with the screw, the set screw now, and then the one without the set screw in another step later. So you see they're very, well, you probably can't see, and that's cool, you don't really need to. Just there's 2 gear type pulley type dealies. One of them has a set screw and one of them does not. And it's just telling you please use the one with the set screw on this step. says if it's already in, you might need to back it out a little bit. So we back that out. We got our screws, we got our plate, we got our motor. Okay, step 9 is take the extruder motor plate and screw it using 2 M310s to the motor. So we're going to take the motor. This will go on here. And then we will use these 2 bottom screw holes. It's telling you not to use the top corner, only to use the bottom corner for this step. It literally says, resist the temptation to place a screw in this 3rd hole up here. Just use these 2. Rotate the shaft as in the picture. So the flat part facing directly out, which is actually how it's already facing, interestingly. Slide the gear on the shaft and the set screw facing the flat part. Obviously, we know that. The gear is up, meaning you put it this way. The set screw facing the flat part. Man, that went right on. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Tighten the screw slightly, it says. Only slightly. Only slightly. Okay, I have tightened slightly. Enough to keep it in place. There is a channel for the filament inside the printed part. Align approximately the teeth on the gear with it. Oh, okay, I get it. So this step is telling you not to do what I just did and slide this all the way down. I'm hoping maybe this camera will give you a better image. So there is a, this area right here is where the filament is supposed to line up with, and right now it's too far down close to the motor. It needs to be further up where the channel is that the filament comes through. So with that, we will loosen this. There it is. Okay, I'll show you this once I tighten this down again. Okay, so you can see this motor is sticking up way higher now than it was. And that's because I have lined up this channel that comes right through here with this piece. And I honestly, I'm sorry, I have no idea if this is, you know, visible on the camera. However, it is fairly straightforward in the instructions, so follow the directions, you'll be good. Don't tighten the screw, we'll align it properly first. See next step. Take a piece of the 1.75 filament. You can use the bundled one on the spool. Don't use black nylon, which is too thick. I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to say right now that I feel like this would be much, much easier for the user if they just put a little piece of filament in the bag. Just a short piece, you know. I got to go cut filament now. Okay, so we have this silver PLA that came with the kit. This is not the Prusa mint. I have like several spools of that over there, but this is the one from a partner, I guess, that they had making this for them for a while. Maybe they still do, I don't know. But it's not Prusa mint. Filament. The step says, take this piece, straighten the filament as much as possible. Well, this is how it comes from. How do you straighten that, you know, without snapping it like a twig? All right, I feel like that's probably straight enough. Place the filament along the path and align the gear properly. So it goes in from this side and it will go right across this channel. So it's basically just, I need to adjust this ever so slightly again now, but it really is just a slight adjustment. It is not much. Yeah, there we go. Tighten it down. Check it again. Yeah, that's a solid fit. That's lined up perfectly. Again, I don't know how this looks in the camera, and I apologize if you can't see these tiny parts, but it is, the manual's pretty good at telling you what to do here. Step 11, extruder cover part preparation. So let's pull that part out of here, the extruder cover. One of these pieces, this piece, right here. We need one of the square nuts. And we need to slide this nut into the slot on the side of this piece right here. No problemo. Now I am going to use the Allen key to fully seat this because I can see that it's not fully seated. Leave the hole on the arm empty for now. Oh, the arm is over here. I mean, I believe I don't see a hole. Oh, the nut hole. Okay.
Okay, so this feels like a pretty good place to stop for right now because I'm trying to keep these videos to like, no more than about 20 minutes. So in the next video, we will continue where we left off. We'll start with step 12, I think, which is the hot end parts preparation, and that one will be ready online here in just a day or so because it's already ready. So thanks for watching. I do appreciate you coming along on this journey with me. I know these videos aren't the highest quality. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just trying to share my experience with people. So hopefully, this is helpful to you. If you do enjoy it, like it, maybe subscribe. That will help you know when the next video is released. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.